car bomb exploded today, not in the Middle East, but in a quiet neighborhood of Brooklyn. One man was killed. He was 58-year-old Frank Decicco, described as a lieutenant to John Gotti and the reputed head of the Gambino organized crime family. Another man was critically injured. Police have no suspects.
On April 13th, 1986, just a few months after John Gotti took control of the Gambino crime family by taking out the boss, Paul Castellano, a car bomb was detonated in Brooklyn, killing Frank Decicco, the underboss of the Gambino family. After much speculation, the underboss of the Lucchese family turned informant Anthony Casso revealed that he, as well as Lucchese boss Vic Musso, carried out the hit under orders of the boss of the Genovese family, Vincent The Chin Gigante, and revealed that the intended target was none other than John Gotti himself.
I know that it's been alleged that your father tried to take out another mob boss, John Gotti. Do you think that that's true?
John did something that he did not get permission for. And my father is, like I said, was a stickler for that. You play by the rules. You do the right thing. You play by the rules. And yes, and John got warned by the FBI. And that's why nothing happened. But absolutely, that was in their world, that would have been the next step and the right thing to do, because you don't do what John did.
Right.
And, do I condone anything of it? Or no, but that's the world and I understand it. And John, as far as he was concerned, John was a detriment to that world because of the way he portrayed himself. Now, I get that. Very flashy, you don't want to draw attention. If I have to look at it in the other direction, I'd say my father drew a lot of attention in the sense because he wore a bathrobe and slippers, right?
Right.
But he was very, very, the difference is he didn't have a big mouth, my father. He didn't go around saying, come and get me. You know what I mean? There wasn't that arrogance to him. And that's what the piece of what drew the government towards the life. And my father, he had no use for that.
Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to take a second to remind you, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like what we're doing and want to make a donation, you can do that via Cash App at American Made Channel. Now, let's jump into the video. How do you think he was affected by Sammy the Bull's cooperation? On one hand, he maybe even hates John Gotti, but on the other hand, Gravano becomes an informant. How do you think he felt about that?
Yeah, it's, number one, it's about, in my feel, is about, it's about mutual respect. When you don't have respect for the other man who's truly in charge, and you think you're the one in charge or whatever. I think I think my dad was upset about that piece of it. The other, Sammy, Sammy was who he was. He was the muscle in a lot of ways, for John. And my dad didn't care for him either. And it's almost like he wasn't surprised he was an informant because he didn't think very highly of him anyway. So this was not a big surprise.